Hello, this is Marina Simon in 10 Exit. Life and business as usual, never again. Hi guys, I hope you're doing fantastic this weekend. So today I want to talk to you about a term that maybe it has been losing through the years and the times we're living. And a very important one for human relationships, business relationships, family relationships, friendship relationships, country relationships, governmental relationships, any kind of relationships. And that is manners. What is manners? Manners is basically a procedure developed by men to grease the machinery of human relationships. That would be good manners, right? Other words will be politeness, etiquette, courtesy, refinement, culture, civility, respect. Why is it important? Right? I don't know if you have ever, see how you feel when people treat you with manners, or when people that are in relation with you apply their manners and when they don't. I'll give you a couple of examples that come into my mind about that. A couple of months ago, I went into a Starbucks and there were two policemen, right? And I was going in, they were going out. And they wouldn't open the door. They were waiting for me to open the door for them. And I opened the door. They went out fast and happily, right? And I was like, oh my God, there were two really beautiful, handsome, very, very honorable policemen. And I want to clarify, I admire police and I respect police significantly because I think it's important, their post and their role in society. But it's just, I'm talking about manners. So it really took my attention because in the past, they would have opened the door, for a woman to come in. But this time they were waiting for me to open the door so they can stomp out. So that was interesting, right? And I'm not saying every police because I love police. So another thing that I observed just recently, right? Independently, if you agree with the post or not the post, the person or not the person, it has nothing to do with agreement, right? Or political views, but it has to do with manners and respect to the post. I was looking at one of the presidential interviews with the media, and it was a press conference, and at the end, it was open to Q&A. So the media was sitting down, slacked, asking questions to the president, which either if you agree or not, it is a position, it is a post, it's a post of respect, and it's respect more to our nation than anything else. And they were sitting down, slouch, asking questions in a very, disrespectful manner, not standing up, at least for the post, right? And another thing that I observed just recently also, and I guess I observe it every day, is when people are on the table, dinner, breakfast, or when people are with other people, in a meeting or reunion or just talking, and they start texting or, communicating to their phone while the other people are waiting for them, in order to have a communication. So those are, kind of like examples that I can think most recent about bad manners. And I'll give you a couple of examples of good manners, right? So how about when another person is talking to you and he completed that thought, you acknowledge that you hear him, right? That would be good manners. What about if we could grant importance to the people? Doesn't matter if they're low on an org board or up on an org board. It doesn't matter if it's the person who cleans the trash in the streets, or if it's the person that, babysits your kids, or is the president of the United States, or is the senator, or is the CEO of the most important company. How about if we start granting importance to the people just because they are human beings, right? And we would like to be treated the same way with respect and manners, right? How do you feel when somebody treats you with good manners? You feel good, right? When was the last time you were treated with good manners? All right. How do you felt about that? Good, right? Now think about a time when you're treated with disrespect and bad manners. Okay. How did it make you feel? Bad, right? Not in communication with the person in front of you. In fact, a little bit of antagonistic feeling might start generating because of that. So if we take the time and we take the awareness to use good manners with any relationship, with any communication, with anybody we talk to, it doesn't matter if we're in disagreement with their ideologies or it's our enemy or whatever it is. But if we put manners on the table, we will have a better relationship throughout. Now, if you're listening to this, most likely you have a business or you're into some kind of entrepreneurial activity. How will it help you to apply that in your business? How will it help you with your providers? How can it help you with your customers? You will be creating goodwill throughout, right? Your business, the idea of you will be a good idea, right? It will be bringing pleasure to those people. Your product will have a good name, right? It's so simple to apply, but it goes a long way. There's three basic things that could encompass good manners, right? One will be the importance of people. Again, if you really grant the importance, it doesn't matter who they are. But because they are there, they're alive, they deserve your respect, right? So how about start to treat people with more importance? Doesn't matter if it's your taxi driver, if it's your neighbor, anybody. You touch lives, right? You can either touch them in a negative way, especially on this time of so much stress. If you have a communication with somebody, either you can change their life for the worse or you can change it for the better. And manners allows you to change it for the better. Every time you have a communication cycle and you're granting importance to people, you make them feel better. You just lighten their day, right? They feel more in communication with you, more affinity. They wanna have some kind of relationship with you. Now, the second part, it will be that you allow them to communicate too, right? So you're telling them something. Okay, they heard it. Now you let them say something, right? I don't know if you have been in relationships where the one person just talks and talks and talks and talks and talks, or even in any kind of activity, right? Either in a relationship or maybe somebody's teaching you and they don't let you talk back or ask questions or communicate, It is a two-way flow, and it is it's a two-person activity, right? So if you allow them to communicate as well as they allow you to communicate, you will have a more balanced and more in manners relationship. Just think about that. Some people are the introvert side, right? They just listen. That's okay. But, you should give them the opportunity to talk as well. And the other way around, when somebody talks and talks and talks, they should give you the opportunity to talk as well, right? And communicate your ideas because they have the same importance. So that would be number 2. Number 3 is some groups have different rituals than others, right? Or ways of operating, right? I'll give you an example. It's so funny. It was many years ago, right? I was taught when I was in school, when I was a kid, that Eskimos, at least on those times, right? When you went into their house, they will offer you their wife to sleep with them at night. Interesting, right? And if you neglect that was bad manners. I mean, that's a crazy example, and I wanted to give it to you because It's just the rituals that one observes, right? I think in the Orient, I don't know if it's Japan, but if you don't make sound when you drink your soup, like slurping, like it's bad manners. It means you didn't like it, you know? So if you attend to those things, those 3 points, right? You grant importance to the people. You allow them to talk as well. It's a more balanced situation. I can acknowledge them when they finish communicating whatever ideas. It doesn't matter if you disagree, you know? It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You can then originate your viewpoint, right? Based on the facts that you have, but just allowing them to communicate. And the last one is attending to the different, rituals or ways of being in a certain culture or community and just attending by them, right? Some people, like also in the Orient, they take their shoes out before they come into a place. So if you don't, it's bad manners. So if you learn those things of the community, you will be always well received on that group. So there you have it, my friends. And you might ask, where did this information come from? Well, it comes from a very outstanding philosopher, Mr. L. Ron Hubbard. And it's a really, really amazing write-up on manners. So there you have it. I hope it helps you and have a fantastic day. See you tomorrow in our next episode. Thank you.